Southampton Under-18s came out on top in their clash with West Ham on Saturday afternoon, as 2 goals in the final 6 minutes ensured the home side took all 3 points. It was a slightly more youthful Saints side than normal. Goalkeeper Jake Hallett made his first start of the season, whilst Will Wood was on the subs bench for the first time since picking up an injury at the end of October. It was a match that relied an awful lot on Southampton's defensive resolve. Jeremiah Amu raced down the right, looping a ball to the far post, where Niall Mason headed off the line. Southampton's best chance of the first half came as Marcus Barnes found space in the box, but headed over from Harley Willard's corner. There's no doubt that West Ham should have taken the lead when Jamal Hector Ingram smashed over the bar from a few yards out. That was at the end of an uneventful first half, and Saints had more defending to do as the second half begun. Again, it was Hector Ingram in the penalty area. An excellent sliding challenge from Mason pushed him wide. Alfie Jones was on hand to stop a tame shot from troubling goal. And Hector Ingram was probably thinking it wasn't his afternoon. A brilliant through ball, but the West Ham striker shot wide under pressure from Jake Hallett. 3 good opportunities spurned, and to be honest, his teammates weren't having much luck either. 2 substitutes had a go. Joe Powell had his shot blocked before Kieran Bailey blazed over. Southampton's defence standing strong and having soaked up a lot of pressure, they got their rewards. 6 minutes to go in the game. When Alfie Jones slightly misplaced a pass, West Ham defender Alex Pike tried to dribble it out of defence, got stuck in 2 minds, and Saints number 7 Dan Demkiv punished him in ruthless fashion. That was Dan's 3rd goal of the season, netting at West Brom in August and in the FA Youth Cup against West Ham last month. And his afternoon would get even better. Hammers centre-back Tunki Akinola passed back blind to his keeper, who was out of position, and Dan showed great pace in the 87th minute to beat the shot stopper to the ball and pass it into the net. That meant he doubled his goal tally for the season in the space of 3 minutes. And that was how it finished. Southampton 2, West Ham 0. A good 3 points for Anthony Limbrick's side ahead of Wednesday's FA Youth Cup tie at Everton.
Yeah, it was good to score 2 goals, I think, in a real sort of tight game. One that sort of, I think, similar to last week in a way, that could have gone either way. I didn't think we played our best football. However, like you said, it was good that we kept the clean sheet. I think learnt the lessons from last week. Like I said, in a similar game where 15-20 minutes into the second half, it was quite tight. Neither team were really creating that much chances, and we rode our luck a little bit at times, but we defended well, and we were more pleased with the clean sheet probably, but that just gives us a platform and showed that with some individual bits from the front 3, and it was good to see Dan to get that first goal and obviously finish the game off with the second. But yeah, it was nice to see us score late rather than the team scoring late against us.
And you touched on it just there, the fact that you got a clean sheet today. How important was that, especially given that West Ham put you under quite a lot of pressure at times?
Yeah, they did, especially in the second half. They had some good chances, but I thought we defended well. Sometimes you need that little bit of luck when you're defending, and we probably didn't have that last week against Brighton, but pleased that we put that to bed and made sure, like you say, we defended with the high line, and individually 1v1 defending were a lot better today. So that was really pleasing.
I suppose the longer the game goes on at 0-0, the more nervy it gets. So were you always confident in the end that you'd come up with a winner?
Not sure about that, but no, we were just pleased that we kept the clean sheet, and I thought whatever we get up front, I think we've always got those individual players that can produce that little bit of magic, and that's why if you have that good platform, then hopefully that gives the guys a chance to score. So I was pleased that we did score late and didn't necessarily expect to score the goal, but was really pleased that we kept that clean sheet, and it was great for Dan to get both his goals.
How important is it for him to start adding goals to his performances like he did today?
Well, yeah, it is important. I think it was a bit of a quiet game for him. One he found was difficult to get into the game, but he stuck at it and kept working hard, and it was good that, especially the first goal, I think was a good bit of individual brilliance and come inside or under his right foot and score. So, and he scored a good goal in the FA Youth Cup last time. So I think that, any of those front players, or especially the wide 7 and 11, need to be adding those goals to their game because they are forward players. And I think at times we've had some good build-up play, but being a bit more clinical in the final third individually with Harley, Dan, Marcus and Fella really gives you and helps you with the performances in the game. So I was pleased for Dan today, yeah.